Hi everyone, and welcome to our Thursday evening together. I'm just gonna get around here and show everyone my wonderful face. Hi everyone, and welcome to our Touch Base Thursday for, let me move my other chair out of the way, October 14th. And just gonna give it a couple minutes for all of you to find me live here before I go ahead and dive right in. As you guys can tell, again, I am running solo without my girlies here to help me. So if you are able to see me and hear me okay, please let me know. I am just turning up the volume on my microphone. Hi to Carol and Sonia. Welcome, ladies. So anyway, I always get a little stressed out before I go live, especially when I'm doing it on my own, and I'm so used to having Natalie here to get me going. But what they've been doing, why Natalie hasn't been here, is they are doing the Nutcracker performance for their dance studio, and they have Nutcracker rehearsals on Thursdays and Fridays. So that is where my girls are on Thursday nights and most Friday after school, is practicing for the Nutcracker performance. So those of you that are local to my area, it's called the Nutcracker Reimagined. So it's not all ballet. They're doing all genres of dance. My girls are actually doing a tap dance together to what's called the Chinese variation. And so they are doing, just the two of them are doing a tap dance during this event. And then they're also part of what's called the Snowflakes, and they're doing, I forget what type of dance. I think it might be jazz. But anyway, so if any of you are interested in tickets, it's going to be at our local area high school, and they're doing like 3 or 4 different performances over the course of a weekend, the first weekend in December. So anyway, really excited about that for them as an opportunity. So let me just see who we all have here. We have Debbie and Carol and Chris, Patty, Mary. Hi, ladies, and welcome. I have a really fun bundle to share with you tonight. So if you like dogs and cats, you're going to love this one. And I actually created last minute, a quick little gift card holder. I can't take credit for the gift card holder. Another fellow demonstrator had created it, and I saw it on Facebook, and I thought it was adorable, so I had to make it for all of you. So anyway, just a few announcements before we go ahead and get started. This last week was a busy week for us. We had homecoming, and as I was writing down my notes, I realized I never shared a picture of my homecoming, of my girls all dressed up on my page or in my group. I did on my personal page, so some of you may have seen that. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not a personal friend of mine on Facebook, feel free to invite me to be your friend. Sometimes I forget to post it to the other venues that I have, or outlets that I have on Facebook. But yeah, so they both looked beautiful. A little challenging getting them both ready at the same time, though. It'll be the only year we have to do that, because it was Natalie's last homecoming, Claire's first. So I finally shipped one of them to my bathroom upstairs to get ready, fighting over the mirror and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, we managed to get Natalie's shoes on her. So Natalie's dress, she couldn't bend down in her dress to get her shoes on, and we're all trying to figure out how to buckle them. Anyway, we had a few good laughs in the midst of our homecoming time, but it was fun. Really a hot and humid day, though, or I shouldn't say hot, it was humid. So we curled their hair, and it kind of fell a little, but I said, you know what? Go and have fun. Don't worry about it. So it has really been seasonably warmer here in Michigan than it normally is this time of year for that. So anyway, and then some of you know as well, and so now I'm going to give an update on my sister. My sister, for the last couple years, has been having some minor heart issues, and she had to go for a heart ablation this past week. On Tuesday, I think it was, and that went well, and we're hoping that she is quote unquote fixed for now anyway. She has to have another surgery later this year on her foot, so the poor girl has her fair share of stuff going on, but I know a few of you knew that she had that going on, and I wanted to let you guys know that she is doing fine. And I just hope she doesn't, and I'm not sure if she's watching. I haven't seen her name pop up yet. I'm just hoping she doesn't overdo it, because those of you that know my sister know she busts her butt, and she's a hard worker and doesn't know when to say when sometimes. Sorry, sister. Love you, but I'm being honest. Okay. Anyway, so those are some of the things that we had going on this week. So lots of stuff that we had going on. A couple of things I wanted to address with all of you. If you're putting in Stampin' Up! Orders and some things are delayed, I just wanted to address the shipping delays. And I know that I've talked about them a couple other times as well, but the shipping delays are not just unique to Stampin' Up! It is a global issue. And if you were just go to Google and search for container ships at, waiting, I think it's like Long Beach, California. If you just search container ships waiting to come into Long Beach, California, or something like that, you will see there are tons of container ships literally waiting to come into port to be unloaded with all kinds of stuff for us. And even when they do finally get in to be unloaded, we are behind in getting things unloaded with manpower issues and things like that. So it's just been a real issue. So I always Sorry guys, my thingy went on. Let me turn off my... Woo! Okay, sorry about that. I accidentally turned on my speaker. So anyway, I just want to make sure you guys know that that can be an issue, and to just be patient. And I always say you can punt. You can punt or you can pivot, right? So if there's a specific ribbon that you want, let's say you're waiting on a cherry cobbler ribbon, use a white one instead. Or if you're waiting on a gold ribbon, use a different variation of a gold ribbon. There are different things that we can do to offset that. So I just wanted to make sure you guys know that it's a global issue and something that we really can't control. As I know for me, if you're one of my customers, I like to be to tell you guys at the time, things are on back order. Let you guys know that it'll be here when it's gonna be there. We can kind of give you an estimate based on what Stampin' Up! Provides us, but that estimate changes as well. So again, we just ask for you guys to understand that it's a global issue, and we're doing the best we can. And I'm actually impressed with Stampin' Up! They're trying to do some different shipping options, doing a little bit of air freighting, which can be very costly to get some things here on time. So anyway, just all that stuff that I wanted to mention to you guys so that you were aware of that. Okay, my online bingo is scheduled for this coming Wednesday. It's $35. If you've already registered, your kit went out today, actually. I got it ready last night. I still have, I think, 3 kits left, so 3 openings left for that. So if you're interested in playing my bingo, let me know, and we will get those out to you. If I get them out no later than probably Saturday, you'd be able to get them in time. So if you're interested, let me know. $35, we play 6 games of bingo. You have make and takes, or Halloween themed, and you get a whole bolt of ribbon. All the prizes are bundles. It's a lot of fun. So anyway, if you're available and wanting to play that, it takes about an hour. It takes about an hour, and then I do the make and takes, but you can always come back and do the make and takes later. It's done right here over a Facebook Live in a separate Facebook group, so let me know if that's something you're interested in. And then a couple of my classes that are currently open is my Angels card class, the Angels of Peace, and I want to thank all of you that have told me how much you like those cards. They are one of my favorite. I didn't think I needed the stamp set, and then I got the stamp set and played with it, and I loved it. And they actually remind me of my mother-in-law who passed away. It'll be a year ago in December. She loved angels, so I used to get her like little angel plaques and things to put up in her house. So they reminded me of her when I made those cards. And I know that she would have loved cutting them. She did a lot of my cutting. She would have enjoyed cutting those cards, that's for sure. And then I have my In Your Words card class. So I want to make sure you guys know what that class is. So that was the stamp set that you could only get as a host. You had to put like in a $300 order or host an event to be able to get that. And it has lots of great sayings. It was during Celebration. And so I have had a handful, a surplus of those. So I created a class around it where I'm giving the stamp set for free if you purchase the class. So the class is $48. That includes the shipping. It includes the shipping of the class and the stamp set. All you will need is a black ink pad to do your stamping of your sentiments on your cards. And you will get 8 cards in the mail, 4 cards, 2 of each design, for you to be able to put together. So basically, the $48 includes the shipping, all the supplies. I think I got in there a bolt of ribbon, dimensionals, adhesive, trying to think what else I put in there. So you get lots of product, and then your stamp set is free. I'm not charging you for the stamp set. So it is a way for you to get that stamp set if you weren't able to. And I think I only have like 2 or 3 left. So if you're interested in that, I will be posting links to these classes in the description of my video, so you'll be able to click on those and sign up. Or you can send me a private message if you're interested, and I'll be able to get you added in. And then my Be Jolly, my Santa card class, is also open. So make sure that you also look for that one. It's got the Santa and the trees, and they're really pretty cards. Okay. So, and Nancy, I just saw your comment. I will make sure you get that class. So, anyway, let me talk about our sharing. So, I do have one more announcement that I'm going to share in a minute, but we're going to do the sharing first. And then I'm going to tell you a little incident that happened to my daughter, Natalie, and I want to make sure you guys are all aware of it so that you can be careful as well. So if you shared my video last week, you got put into my drawing to receive prizes. Most of you remember last week I shared the gingerbread and peppermint bundle, and two of the embellishments that we used is the real red ruffled ribbon and the acrylic shapes that coordinated with that. And the winners of these, the winner of the ribbon is Donna Davis. So Donna, congratulations. And Donna, I believe I see you in a couple weeks, so I'm just going to hang on to that if that's okay and give it to you then. And then the winner of the acrylic shapes is Marilyn Squirker. So congratulations to Marilyn and to Donna. And Marilyn, I'll get yours sent out in the mail to you. Let's see here. So we went over my online bingo that I still have 3 openings, my card classes. So I want to share with you a little incident that happened to Natalie, and I guess this is something that people are starting to try to do, according to the state police officer that my daughter talked to. So if my sister's watching, she's probably thinking, oh no, what happened to Natalie? So earlier this week, Natalie was driving home from school because she gets done with school early, and she doesn't have dance team for 4 weeks because dance team, they performed at homecoming, and now they have a 4-week break before they start gearing up to dance at the basketball games. She was stopped at a corner, waiting to proceed, look both ways and proceed going straight. And there was a car in front of her. So you have a car in front of her, and then you have Natalie. And she's still a new driver, so she doesn't get real close behind cars. And all of a sudden, she saw that the car in front of her put her car in reverse. And he actually turned around and started to kind of try to back up. Well, she quickly noticed that he had his lights on to go backwards, and she backed up. There was no car behind her, just as a state police officer was turning the corner and saw the whole thing happen. And he immediately stopped the car in front of her, which she also pulled to the side because she wasn't sure if that meant that she was also going to be getting stopped. She didn't know. Well, the police officer come over and talked to her after he kind of had the other car stopped, and asked if she was okay, and there was no damage to her car, which she drives an older car, but still there was no damage to her car, and he asked if she was okay, and she said yes. And what he told her is happening is there are people trying to back into cars behind them to be able to open up an insurance claim and say that they got rear-ended. So, and Natalie was just like in complete shock over this. And so the police officer said, just be on the lookout for it. Make sure that when you stop, you give lots of distance. You did the right thing. He could tell she was a young driver because he asked her, he says, how long have you been driving? And so she told him. But he said it's something that they're doing, and he told me that he told her that driver would be getting ticketed, and he told her that she was fine to go home as long as she felt comfortable, and she said she did. But anyway, just wanted to put that out there for all of you to be careful. He said it's something new that there is out on social media of people trying to back into people for insurance claims. So anyway, I could not believe it, and she was a little shook up by it, but she did great. I said, you did great, Natalie. She says, but I know, but she says, if the police officer wasn't there and if he would have hit me, I probably would have been at fault. They would have probably thought that I did it. So anyway, just want to let you guys know she's great. She did great. She did fine. She was a little nervous, and even the state trooper said, "You're okay. You did great." And he had to kind of talk her down a little bit. But anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that it's out there again. People are doing that, and I don't know if he recognized the driver. She told me that the driver was probably like a middle-aged driver. If he recognized that she was a younger driver or whatever. But anyway, I am just glad that it all worked out the way it did, and that the cop was there to do that. So anyway, be on the lookout, you guys, and be safe. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. That she, yeah. Okay, so with that, I'm going to quit talking and actually, oh, well, you guys might want to know what you might get for grabs for next week for sharing. Okay, so yes, I'm glad she's okay. And Ruth, I didn't know that was, yeah, she said that's what the cop told Natalie, was that it was something that they used to do a long time ago, and it's starting to, kids are starting to do it again. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Anyway, if you share my video, and make sure you comment, share it, because if you share it and I don't, some of your settings I don't see, or if we're not friends on Facebook, I might not see that you shared. But comment shared, and you'll get in my drawing to receive one of these two prizes, and I'll draw my winner next week. It is the Expressions in Ink Infuria pack, and the other one is the paper lattice. Paper lattice. Okay, so those are the two items up for grabs this next week. So anyway, thank you all. I know, I'm glad she was safe too. And like she said, though, she didn't know when the cop put his light on. She's like, didn't know if I was getting pulled over, but they both pulled over, and he released her pretty quickly. So anyway, all right, so with that, I'm going to transition my camera down to my stamp area. I'm going to showcase the beautiful, cute little sweet little Stockings bundle. Like I said, if you have any kind of animal kids, dogs, cats, you're going to love this presentation tonight, and I think you're going to love this bundle in general. So with that, I'm going to transition my camera down, and I do need to make sure that I have my measurements for my little note gift certificate that I'm going to be making as well. All right, so with that, I'm going to transition my camera down, and let's get stamping. Okay. So, here we go. You guys, like normal, are going to get a little sneak peek of some of my projects. Although I got my camera a little, turned a little funky, so you're not going to be able to see them all just quite yet. There you go. Okay. So there they are. Let me make sure that I get my camera nice and straight here. I hate it when it's not straight. All right, there we go. Sorry, it took me a little bit more shaky shakes to get it to be straight, but I like it straight. All right, I think we're pretty close. All right, so these are all the cute little projects that you're going to be seeing me create with you tonight. I'm going to move them all out of the way. There's your little sneak peek, right? Cute. Okay, so first I want to share with you the bundle. I need to take off my jacket. All of a sudden I'm warm down here in the basement. Usually I'm chilly, but all of a sudden I'm warm. Okay. So again, the bundle that I'm going to be sharing with you is the Sweet Little Stockings bundle. And let me unplug. Once I'm this way, you guys don't need me to be that little microphone on. Okay, so this is the Sweet Little Stockings bundle, and it is in our holiday catalog, and it spans over a couple of pages. And you have this cute little stamp set and coordinating dies, and the dies cut out the cute little cats and the dog. So let me just show you what I mean here. So you have, let me push this up a little bit. You have a stocking here, that one that cuts out this stocking. You've got, and the neat thing is you've got two of those that are the same size. So that way you can cut out, oh, actually one's a little bit bigger. I thought they were the same. But I'll show you in a minute why you have all these different sized stockings. And then you have one that will cut out this size. And then you have all of the little animal and pet. They will cut out all of the little, here's the one for the cat. So they cut out all of these awesome little things. They even cut out the presents. Look how cute this is, you guys. I just love it. Okay, and then the one thing I did not use, here's some of them that I did not use in my cards tonight, but you could have an actual little tag. You can make a tag here, presents, candy canes, all kinds of cute little stuff, a little Santa hat. So you can really, dress up these cards any way that you would like. Now this bundle together, the stamp set and the coordinating dies together sells for, let me move them out of the way so that I don't have to worry about that. Together they are as a bundle. Let me find it. I thought that price was right there. Oh yeah, $47.50. Okay, so together it's $47.50. And then you have some adorable designer series paper, which I'm going to show you here in just a little bit close up. You have some ribbon. Now this ribbon is And I have all my blends here for coloring these things here in a little bit. But the ribbon is Pool Party and it's striped. So you have like Pool Party in basic white striped. And then you have these cute little matte decorative dots in many different colors. Now I've used these dots on other projects as well because you have, you know, the colors for Christmas. You have the cherry cobbler and the old olive, which are great Christmas colors. So I've used them on many different projects. And then you also have some felt. Now I did not buy the felt to play with the felt, but you can use the felt to decorate like on your stocking here. If you wanted to do like the top and then the toe and the heel, you could do this in different colors to kind of coordinate that. Okay. So here's the designer series paper, and you're going to be able to see this get used in most of all of my cards actually. So one side is more of your decorative side. So this one you have all these bulbs, and then you have, look at this, look at that one, the cats and the dog and the fish bowls. So cute. And then here you have the little pets coming out of the stockings. So again, all the coordination, you know, you can either stamp it and cut it out, or you can just use the designer series paper. One of my favorite pieces is this one right here. And this is what you're gonna see me use when I create my gift card holder. And then you have this one. Look at that, so cute. And this is the one that I really, really like. So Nancy, if you are still watching, Nancy was messaging me earlier talking to me about this, and I had told her that the dies cut out the stockings. So those dies that I showed you earlier were cut out all 3 of those different sizes of stockings. So if you didn't want to stamp and then color, so you have the option. You can stamp and then color your stockings and cut them out, or you can just cut them out from the designer series paper, and voila, you have awesome stockings. Now your other sides are going to be more of your less patterned paper, but let me show you one thing that I like about this. So this paper right here has these awesome little stars in, but let me show you the coordination here. Do you see how this right here, this cat in the box, is with that same star designer series paper? Cool, right? And then do you see how the back side of this one is Pool Party? Okay. Now the other side had this, the lights on it. Do you see how the lights go with the dog all wrapped in the lights? Again, little things that coordinate together that you might not think about. And then you have some cherry cobbler, kind of like diagonal stitched looking. And then you have this one, which is really, really fun. And that one. And then this one. Okay, so your backs are more of your traditional colored Christmas ones, and then your fronts have all of your animals. So you can kind of pick and choose which ones that you wanted to use for your projects. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do together is I'm gonna show you how to make a really cute gift card holder, okay? So, and this is just darn adorable. So this right here is my gift card holder, and it's got a little belly band on it. See my little dog on the belly band? Isn't that cute? It's just gonna slide off, and then you open it up, and then right here is where you would put your gift card, right in this little pouch right here. Okay, and so we are going to make this together, and I'm going to show you how, or tell you the dimensions. I'm also going to post these dimensions on both of my blog posts that will be going out later tonight or tomorrow morning, and then this will also be in the description of my Facebook Live as well. So you'll have the dimensions to be able to do this. Now, this is the one where you could also use that star designer paper and add the cat in the box and have it coordinate that way as well. Okay. So you're going to start with a piece of cardstock. Now my cardstock that I chose for this project, I chose to do, cherry cobbler. I had to think about my color here. And I scored, okay, so the size of this is 7 3/4 by 5, okay? So 7 3/4 by 5. And then I scored it at 6, and then again at 2.5. Now I've already scored that. So when you score it at 6 and your 2.5, these are your score lines. So I'm just going to fold this one up and this one down. Okay, so far so good, right? And then you're going to cut out a band, what I call my belly band. This is 7 3/4 by 1. And then it is scored at 6 1/8, and I did it by 6 1/8 because you need it a little bit wider to be able to fit it around this and not have it fall right off. If you do go to the 1/4 of an inch when you do belly bands, it makes them too wide and they fall right off. By doing them to 1/8 of an inch and a little bit over, it just kind of helps it stay on there a little bit better. So this is 7 3/4 by 1, scored at 6 1/8 and 2 1/2. And then you're just going to fold, and then we'll be adhering this together in just a couple of minutes. And then you're going to have 2 pieces of designer series paper that are cut. Oh, let me find my designer paper here. Maybe I only have 1. I thought I cut 2. So we might not have the piece for the bottom, but it's okay. I'll give you the measurements anyway. So you're going to have 2 pieces of designer series paper that is cut 4 3/4 by 2 1/2, which would be, 4 3/4 by 2 1/4, which would be this bigger one, and then 4 3/4 by 1 1/2, which is this top one. So I'm just going to glue the top one on, and like I said, I must have forgot to cut the bottom one, but I can always cut it later. So again, it's just going to go up here on the top, and then that bigger piece just goes here on the bottom, okay? And then you're going to put a piece on the inside. And I may have not cut that either. Where are my pieces here? I thought I did, but I may not have. So in the inside, I also cut a piece right here. This piece is the same size as this one. So this piece right here is cut 4 3/4 by 1 1/2. And you're just going to stamp the Santa Paws. I stamped Santa Paws is coming to town. Now that sentiment comes directly from the Sweet Little Stockings stamp set. You could also stamp on it Very Merry. You could do To and From, For You. You could do anything that you wanted to stamp on there. But then what you're going to do is after you have your designer series paper on here, now you don't have to do this, but I did it. I punched out a little, I used a circle punch, and I punched out a slit on the top just so that the gift card would kind of come through there a little bit. Now you don't have to if you don't want to, but I did do that after I adhered that piece of designer series paper down to it. Okay, and then we're going to adhere together this belly band. I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive on there, and I'm adhering it down. And then I did fussy cut one of the dogs. So this is the dog, and I started cutting him last night, and then I must have gotten sidetracked by I was cleaning this basement last night. Couldn't stand all of my messes anymore. And sometimes you just got to take the break to pick up after yourself. So I'm just fussy cutting this dog. This is the cute one that was with that piece of paper that I showed you. So we're just going to kind of cut around him. So again, you could also do this with the cat paper as well, if you're more of a cat person. Okay. And then what you're going to do, so where you adhered the belly band together, that's where you're going to cover it up with the dog. So I think I put the bottom of the dog down there because that way, when you put the belly band around your gift card holder, the back of it's nice and even, and no one sees your seam where you glued things together. So I'm just going to add some dimensionals to the back of the dog. I think I'm going to add 3 of them. So, and I know that I've cut these pieces out, so if they show up later on in my presentation, I'll add them to the project. But again, you get the gist of it, I think, without me needing them. But yeah, when you know you've cut something and then you can't find it. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to add tear and tape to the 2 ends here to hold this up. So let me bring in my tear and tape. And this roll is almost gone, but that's okay. Nancy says dogs all the way. Now I know I've got a couple of team catters out there as well. So I am more, if I had to pick one, I'm probably, first of all, I hate to say it, I like animals, but I'm just not a real big animal person. My sister is and my daughter is. We have outdoor cats, and now we have outdoor chickens, and we have hedgehogs. Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned to you guys that we have chickens now. We have 10 chickens. My husband's finishing a little coop for them. And, oh, let me do a little punch out here. So again, you can make this as big or as small as you want. And I just kind of eyeballed the center and went with it. And then again, those 2 strips there, and that's just gonna get folded up. So there you've made your little pouch, okay? And then this is your little belly band to fit on it. So there you guys got the gist of it. I'll bring my sample one back in. But anyway, so we have outdoor cats, but we don't have a dog. So yeah, my girls want a dog, but my husband does not want a dog. So anyway, so like I said, this one's missing its little piece of paper there, but again, how cute is that for a gift card? Or you could also use this for lottery tickets. If you give lottery tickets, you could also use it for, you know, all kinds of different things. But how cute is that to just have a little gift card holder to put, you know, a gift card in at Christmas time? Okay, how cute. Simple, simple. All right, so there is my first project for you. I whipped this together last night when I'm like, I gotta start thinking about Christmas projects and things that we can do for the holidays. So you will eventually be seeing a Facebook Live where I'm gonna be doing all 3D projects. So I just have to figure out where I kind of have it already figured out through the month of October. So when I design for November, I'm hoping to be able to do that for you guys. Okay, so let me see here what is first on my pile for cards to share with you. Here we go. So following back up with that awesome designer series paper. So it's the same paper that I used for my first project. It's that sheet of paper that had the dogs and the cats on it. And so we are going to start with that. And for the base of this card, I used the pool party. So that is one thing I didn't mention to you is all the different colors that are in this designer series paper. So in this paper, you have, and that's another thing I want to make sure that I point out, and most of you may already know this, but in our designer series paper packs, it lists all the different colors that are in it underneath. So that way, if you're going to be purchasing some cardstock to coordinate to make projects, you know some of the colors to get. So if you really want to focus more on holidays, I would suggest Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Evening Evergreen, and the Cinnamon Cider. But if you're going to be focusing more on maybe birthdays or things like that, because some of this isn't too Christmassy-ish, I mean, you could use some of the dog stuff for other things, then you could maybe focus in on some of the pool party and the bumblebee. I mean, I guess my point is you don't have to have all of those colors. Those are just some of the colors for the ones that you might want to use to coordinate with your project. Okay, and then I have Real Red that is cut 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of this designer series paper that is cut 5 by 3 3/4. And so because this paper was so cute, I'm like, I am not gonna even do much with this card. I want to be able to see that cute designer series paper. So I'm gonna adhere this down to my card base. And then I have a couple pieces here of designer, or cardstock. This is cut 1 inch by 5 by 4. So it's gonna go all the way to the end. And so I'm gonna just put some dimensionals on there and put that on with some dimensionals. And I'm gonna do ribbon first. So I added some ribbon to this card, and then I did my normal ziggity zaggity. So I gotta tell you guys, I challenged myself. Most of you know that I normally do my ziggity zaggity this way, because I'm a lefty. Well, I tried to do it this way. Took me a little bit of practice, but I did it. So kudos to me, because like I said, you guys know I am a creature of habit, but I did it. I did my ziggity zaggities the way that probably most of you would do them. Woohoo! Okay, now we are good to go ahead and put some dimensionals on here, and we're going to adhere this down to the card. So I'm just going to put 3 going across there. And we're going to put this on right here in the middle, like that. Then we're going to do a little bit of stamping on here. So I'm going to bring in my Real Red ink pad, and I already have on a block my Christmas greetings. This is also from the Sweet Little Stocking stamp set. So everything is from that. Christmas greetings. Love it. Okay, and then I did cut a little banner into the end of this. So I'm just going to cut it off, and then move my ink out of the way because otherwise Kim gets ink everywhere. we're going to cut a little banner into the ends. And that's just going to get adhered right down to my card. I have to fix my little banner. I see that I have a little notch in it that I don't want there. All right. So this is just going to get adhered down without dimensionals, since the real red went down with dimensionals. And I'm just going to put it here. And then you can go ahead and top off your card with some of these little matte dots. So I'm going to add a cherry cobbler one right to the end of here, since I have a little bit of space. Again, you can add them wherever you want. You can see on this one I added them here and here. I agree, Philomena, that is a great font as well. I love it. Love it. So there you have it. First little card. Quick and simple and easy. I mean, really, there is nothing to that. I let the paper do the work on this one. Okay, so there's our first card, or our first project. The next one is similar. And I'm going to show you how, again, I let the designer series paper kind of take the lead on the card. This paper was so cute. You know, that's why I like this paper, because you don't need to do a lot of stamping with it. The pattern is big enough that I feel like you do too much with it, some of the things get lost in it, and I would prefer having it be able to be seen like this. Isn't that cute? Okay, so for this one, I used cherry cobbler for my card base, and then I used my basic white 5 1/4 by 4, ran that through the Tasteful Textures embossing folder, and so that's just going to get adhered directly down to my card. And then I have 2 strips here. Again, I wanted to use some of this awesome paper. Evening Evergreen is included in that bundle. So this is a 1 1/4 inch strip by 5 1/4. And this is a 1 inch strip by 5 1/4. So I did it by 5 1/4 by 4 on this one. So I'm going to have the green all the way around. Sorry, it's going to look a smudge different from the sample. But again, you could do it either way. Sometimes I go all the way to the end and sometimes I don't. So, you know, I must have been dreaming when I cut my second one that I went all the way to the end on the paper. Anyway, and then this I just adhered down to the middle like that. And then I have some pieces of paper here, and these, I think these are a little bit smaller. That might be no, that isn't 4 by 3. I did them a little bit smaller, and I don't have those measurements in front of me. Usually I have them all memorized, but I don't. But is my trimmer handy? I don't even have my trimmer handy, or I'd measure it. So anyway, but you just cut, you know, your square that goes underneath is going to be a little bit 1 1/4 of an inch bigger than whatever your piece of designer series paper. You could do 4 by 3 if you wanted to. It would just cover up a little bit more of that. That might be 4 by 3. I don't know, hard to tell. This one might be 4 by 3, and the other one might be a little bit smaller. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, and then this just went on here like that. So all then that you're gonna see is the ends of this one. Again, I did the exact same technique with that ribbon. Although this time I did do it my normal way. But see, you can teach an old dog new tricks, as they say. No pun intended, as we're working with dog stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim that off here at an angle. All right, and then we're gonna stamp the Christmas greetings. And I'm gonna stamp it in red, just because I don't wanna change out or have to worry about cleaning my, block. But the ink color that I did do on my sample is the Evening Evergreen, okay? I don't even know if I have a stamp cloth over here, so I'm just gonna use the same color. Again, the joy of having all of your colors coordinate is that you can do that, and it doesn't really matter. And then again, cutting a little banner in the end of this. So I just cut a little bit of it off, and I'm going from side to, cut down the middle first, and then I go from side to side. And then that's gonna go on here with some dimensionals. So you'll be able to see the little bit of a different look that you get by using the red and not the green. So I'm gonna add a couple dimensionals here. And Ta-da! And again, you can top your card off with some of the little matte dots. I added a couple up here to the top, so I'm just going to add one up here. And then I'm going to add a lighter one. And the neat thing is these all, they come in like different colors. So well, they're 4 different colors, but some are dark and then it goes lighter. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but they go lighter so that you get different variations to that color so that they're not all the same, which I think is pretty cool. And then you could also add a couple to the little banner if you wanted to, but I'm just going to quit there and call it a card. What do you guys think? Cute. Okay. So there is card number 2. Let's see here. Okay, now we're getting into the cute little stocking one. Ready to see some cute little pets? This is so cute. Look at these guys. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so this is where I use the designer series paper to cut out those stockings. Okay, and then I stamped the dog, the head of the dog and the head of the cat. And we're going to add them onto the card. So I have lots of pieces for this card. So let me make sure I don't mess up here. So I am going to be using, I think this is the right one. Nope, it's not. Let me get the right one, guys. One sec. There we go. I flip-flopped my cards. Okay. Now I think I'm good to go. Cherry Cobbler is my card base for this card. And then I used the old olive for the card base. So here's the old olive that is cut 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of this designer series paper that I have 2 little strips. So I'm going to glue, these are just 1 inch by 4. And I'm going to eventually be adhering these down to the top and the bottom. And then I have 2 pieces of cardstock here. This one has actually been, one's basic white, one is pool party. The basic white I ran through with the embossing folder. This is the painted texture one. And those are going to get added here. So you're gonna have a little bit of that right there showing, okay? So we're gonna actually use these 2 right now and work on that with our cute little stockings with our animals. So I'm gonna adhere these 2 together to begin with. Thank you, Shireen. I love it too. So cute. Now, my stockings for this sample that I'm making live with you tonight are going to look different than the sample on here on the card, because that paper, if you remember, has so many different stockings that you can pick from that you can use. So I chose to use, let me see here, which ones I want to use. I got to make sure I keep some of these for the other cards. Doop doop. Okay, I think I got enough stockings. I do. I need to use this one. There we go. That was my problem. So we're going to use these 2 right here. So that's, like I said, that's the neat thing. You can pick and choose which stockings you want to use, and they're all going to look cute because they're all going to coordinate with the designer series paper. So I'm going to wrap a little piece of ribbon around the top of this before we layer on our little cute pets. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive along the edge here. And I knew I'd be running out of adhesive tonight live with you, and wait till you guys see how prepared I was for that. I actually knew that I would run out, and I have one sitting here already opened. So this is a neat little thing in case you're ever wondering how to change your adhesive. So I pulled it apart, threw the one out. You have 3 little pegs right here. And then you have 3 little circular openings right here, and you just line up those little pegs into those holes right there, and it should, now it's gonna make a liar out of me, snap right in there. And then I also like to clean out any adhesive that's in my holder, okay? So sometimes those little tips, I already did this one right here just for us to have it before I even told you guys about it. And then you just kind of put it back together, and you are golden and ready to go. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit of adhesive to the ends here, and I'm just gonna wrap my ribbon around. And I did this about 1/4 inch down. Oh, thank you, Jan. Yep, my nails, I got them done last week. So I think someone mentioned last week how that they were quite very festive, right? I think so. Okay, and then you're gonna have your cute little pets. So you're going to add your little stockings, and you can add these however you want to add them. Now I added them directly on. I did not use dimensionals on my card, but you could if you wanted to. I just chose not to on this one. I don't know why. Normally I do, but I didn't. So we're just going to add the stockings on here. Like this. So again, you can use all of those from that. So now I'm going to add my little pieces here to my card, okay? And I'm just kind of adding them where I think I want them. I might actually have more show this time, a little bit wider. So I'm kind of putting them a little bit further apart. So I'm just going to add, and I'm just kind of eyeballing to make sure I have the same amount of cardstock on the top and the bottom. And then this will be just layer right here in the middle, okay? So I'm just going to layer this in there like that. Again, making sure I have the same amount of designer series paper on the top and bottom. And then in advance on this one, I did stamp and cut out with the die cut emboss machine the dog and the cat head, okay? So that's the neat thing. They automatically color or automatically cut out for you when you have dies that cut out. Now I colored the cat. I think I used again, I do these things so far in advance, but I'm pretty sure I used crumb cake. This is the dark crumb cake. I want the light crumb cake. So let me find, here we go, light crumb cake. And I'm just gonna color the cat with my light crumb cake. And then I went back with the dark crumb cake and added some highlighting to them. I call it a him, but it could be a her, I don't know. And this blend I need to replace as I'm coloring with it. I'm like, oh, that's a very well used blend. But that's okay. I love my blends. If you have not got any blends yet, oh, you have to, you guys. They are awesome. They work so well. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight. I'm going to actually kind of follow my pattern right here. I added a little bit of the darker to the little cat's paws. I added up here by the ears to make the inside of the ears a little bit darker. By the whiskers to make the whiskers a little bit darker. And then I did a little bit right here in the top of the head, like it had a, you know, different variated look to it right there. Isn't that cute? And then this one, I'm just going to add adhesive to it. And we're going to add the cat to the top of this stocking, like this. Look at you guys. How cute. All right, the dog. So for the dog, I think I used soft suede. I need to figure out which one of these two colors is lighter. I pulled out my bronze, and I also pulled out my, okay, I think I'm going to use the bronze. This is the bronze. And for this one, I'm just going to leave the top, like this part white of the dog. So I'm going to color his eye, his floppy ears here. How cute. And then we're going to come up across here, and I'm just going to do right across. And then we're going to do the other ear. So you can get creative and color these the color of your own pets. I mean, with our blends. You can also use our markers if you don't have blends, but then you're going to need to use a different adhesive or a different, if you don't have our blends, you're going to need to use StazOn Black with our regular watercolor markers. So for this, I use the Memento Black. And there you have the cute little dog. And I'm just going to adhere him onto the other stocking, like that. Look how cute they are. I think it's just so cute. And then this, we're ready to go ahead and adhere onto our card. So let me put some adhesive on this. And this is just going to go on our card like that. And then in advance, I also stamped the little Peace, Joy, and Kisses. And that I punched out with one of the dies from the layering circles, or if you have a circle punch. And I just put that down here on the bottom with dimensional. And then I embellished my card with those matte dots again. So, and again, you can pick any colors that you want here. So I'm going to incorporate a yellow just to kind of give it a little pop of color. I'll put a yellow here. I'll do a green since my stocking is green. over here, and I'm just going to add a real little or a littler red one right here. All right, so there you have that one. So cute. I think they are anyway. Okay, so let me see what we have left for time. Okay, so I am going to just show you guys this one, and then we'll make the last one together. This one is very similar to the one I just showed you, although this time I used, well, maybe I can whip this one together pretty fast. Maybe. I'll just keep going. We got 10 minutes. I might be able to whip these together. Okay, so for this one I used Old Olive for the card base. Again, the 5.5 by 8.5. And then I had my Evening Evergreen. And then I have a piece of my Pool Party. This Pool Party is cut 2.5 by 5. And then a piece of the Designer Series paper that's going to overlap it. So we're going to adhere that together. And this one I just chose to do one cat, and then I chose to do a present in the other stocking. So again, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to put in those stockings. Now you could also put the cute little Santa hat on your dogs or your cats. All kinds of fun things that you can do. So, and I'm just going to kind of overlay that like that, so that way I've got the green edge around it. And then using the ribbon here, I'm just going to put ribbon right where those two meet. So I'm just going to cut the ribbon the same size. Now, I will tell you also that if you are, this will be a class that I'll be offering. This class right here will be a class that I will be offering. I believe it is next month. It was supposed to be docketed for this month, but I had to change it to next month because I over-designed, meaning I had so many classes that were open, I had to postpone some into November, or I'd have bombarded all of you way too fast with all of my stuff that I designed. So anyway, this class will be available for purchase as a class. You can add on the bundle or the stamp set. I'm also going to be offering the 3 of these cards, well, 2 cards and the gift card holder for free with a minimum $35 online order. So if you prefer to do that as well, your order would need to be in by Sunday night. So that is an option as well. And then I will send you the finished projects. I like to do them finished, so that way, just in case you guys don't have the stamp set or whatever, you have finished cards that you can use to send or to use or whatever. So that is also an option for you. Now, this is one of the dies cut with the, this is the, I believe it's the contour, it's either the contour dies or the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And then again, you're just going to take your stockings. So here I have these 2. You're going to put them on there. So these may have to come down a little bit because I have a lot of big ones. And then I colored my cat. So you're just going to color the cat. And then the package is here as well. And this time I put the package kind of underneath of it like that, so you didn't have to see all of it because it would be too much if you put it on the outside. Stamped my sentiment. Oh, I should have stamped my sentiment on here before I adhered it. And then I just added a couple of those. So here's where I did add a dark one and a light one. Okay, and there is that card. So cute. Okay, my last card is this one right here. Now, for this one, I used some of the velvet sheets. So Stampin' Up! Sells the velvet sheets in the velvet white, or the snowy white, I think it's called, and in the red. And so I just wanted to show how awesome that came out to be able to use that for your stockings as well. Look how cool that is. Didn't that come out really, really nice? And then you have, this is the little heel, I'm sorry, the toe. And then I also have here somewhere in my midst of a mess, here it is. So these are all part of the dies, okay? And then this is the top of the stocking. So you can make your stocking like that as well. And then the concept on this card is kind of identical to the last one. I just used designer series paper for the top and the bottom. Did the Santa Paws is coming to town. Used one of the little die cuts to put the stocking on. Did my cat in gray because I had a cat when I was little called Smokey. So I had to make Smokey on my card. And yeah, that is my last featured card for all of you. So let me bring in all of my projects from tonight so you can see them. And again, if you have animals in your life, you need to have this bundle. It is so darn cute. And Nancy, I keep picking on Nancy tonight, but she was talking about it. She had seen this this bundle somewhere else. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the one I'm going to be focusing on tonight. So it got her really excited. So anyway, but these are my projects, again, that I shared with all of you. Let me bring in this last card. And then my 3D project, which was that awesome gift card holder. Now the measurements for the gift card holder will be posted, so you all will be able to create this. But you could also create this gift card in using different cardstocks and different papers and different things like that as well. If you decide that you're not big on wanting to use the Sweet Stockings bundle, but it's perfect, again, to be putting lottery tickets. I think these are great for, like, I'm going to be giving out gift cards myself this year to some of my my godchildren and things like that, because what do you get them when they become teenagers, right? So I'm going to be whipping up some of these also for craft shows. I'm going to be doing a couple craft shows. So these will be really cute as well to be able to make for something different this year for a gift card. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed my projects for this evening. I'll be getting everything posted, pictures and measurements for this posted, so you'll be able to duplicate that project. Again, anybody who puts in a minimum $35 order by going to my website at kimsbasementbunch.com. It'll also be linked into the description of my video, and puts in a minimum $35 order. You will get one of these completed, sent to you, and then 2 additional cards as well. Again, these cards are a class that I'll be offering next month. So if you're interested in the whole class, be on the lookout for that as well. So thank you all so very much for joining me this evening. Now, next week, I have a real treat for you. There is a new bundle coming out the beginning of November. That demonstrators were able to get this this month. It's called Eden's Garden, and I'm going to be focusing on some projects using the Eden's Garden bundle. So you may have seen it out online from other demonstrators, but it's not available for purchase yet. It won't be until beginning of November. But I'm offering the class you're going to be seeing me, or the cards you're going to be seeing me showcase next week. And I have a couple 3D projects as well. But you're going to be able to get that class in conjunction with that bundle. So it's a neat way to get the bundle and have projects to go with it. So be on the lookout for that. And I can't wait to share that with you. And then we'll get back into some more Christmas projects shortly after that. Thanks everyone for joining me tonight. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you all back here live next Thursday for our next Touch Base Thursday Facebook Live. Bye everyone.